Would I be wrong if I left my husband over how he treats my kids? I have been with my husband for 9 years now. I have 2 sons from a previous relationship, 14 and 11. For the first 8 years, my husband was the rock of this household. He never missed an event, was always planning and executing fun things for the kids, was always surprising the kids, and overall just made sure that our lives were full of fun and happiness. He never missed a parent-teacher conference or a doctor's appointment. And even when we didn't have anything planned, he was present and always included the kids in everything and engaged with them. He called them his kids, since their own father is missing in action. So, when we got pregnant, I had zero reason to believe anything would change. Our home life was essentially perfect. Well, our daughter is now 7 months old, and he's changed drastically. He comes home and is a pit of smiles and laughter for just his child. He has signed the boys up for various events and sports that he thinks they will enjoy during this time, but then fails to bring them, such as my youngest boy. He signed him up for Boy Scouts, paid a significant amount of money for him to go on his own accord, and then only brought him to 2 out of 8 meets before my son lost interest in going at all. He loved it during the meets he did go to, but he was tired of getting his hopes up. He always claimed he didn't have time, but he has time to go to the gym every day. He has time to work on his motorcycle. And he started sleeping in every day until at least 11 in the morning. Boy Scouts was at 9. And more recently, my oldest son doesn't even engage with him anymore. This was following a small but devastating to a child thing. I bought him a dirt bike, and after a good week of riding, the tire's spokes had popped the tube. He needs a new tire now. It's been sitting in our garage untouched for 2 months, and my son is itching to ride. My husband keeps saying he is going to go get the tire and will tell my son he's going to, but then comes home without it. So my son had a bit of an attitude and asked him why he kept telling him he was going to get the tire if he wasn't going to, and my husband snapped at him. Said, "You really think you deserve a tire with that attitude? Maybe you should be grounded instead." A lot of his responses to the kids asking for something or to do something now is met with a "no, you don't need to," or "no, you don't need that," and he gets pissed when the kids question it because they don't respect him. And honestly, I went from loving my husband so much that it made me sick to now I'm physically repulsed by him. He's great with our child, but he's absolutely terrible with my boys now. And I have talked to him about it several times, and he apologized to me, says that I'm right, that he will try harder, that he will apologize to my boys, but nothing has changed, and this has been the cause of at least 6 fights since I had the baby. We never fought before. But whenever I tell him I can't do this and say I'm leaving, he all of a sudden is scream crying, saying, "Where the fuck are you taking my child?" I want to leave, but I'm being made to feel guilty at every single turn because obviously he's great with his baby and our baby is still so young and new, so maybe he will go back to how he was. But a part of me doubts that. Would I be wrong for leaving? And for the record, I work full-time from home and have the baby with me 24/7. The only reason I had not brought my sons to these events on my own was because he promised that he would because I was working, but then he just failed to do so. I did call out twice to bring my boys to the events he promised them, but then he got pissed and picked a fight with me because we need the money and not everything will leave the kids fucking scarred, claiming they would be okay if they missed it. At this point, I don't see us recovering from his apathy. Am I wrong for wanting to end things?